Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's a Monday. It's the 20th day of January. Today is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Aw.
It's also National Disc Jockey Day. Hey, that's us.
Yes, it is.
Although we don't really jockey discs these days. Maybe a hard drive here and there. But it's National Cheese Lovers Day and National Butter Crunch Day. Do we like Butter Crunch? What is that? Is that something that's good? That sounds good.
I think it's good.
Do we like that?
I think so.
Well, we're going to have to spend the rest of the day finding out. It's also a Movie Star Monday, and my guest today is so funny and super sweet. We have a guest by the name of Kerri Pomarolli. She's a Christian comedian, and she's an actress, and she's an author, and she's a writer for like the Hallmark Channel. So if you were watching all the Hallmark movies last month, like all the Christmas movies, good chance she wrote at least some of them. Very funny girl. She was also on General Hospital. She's been in a bunch of other movies and a bunch of TV programs. There was a movie called Mom's Night Out. She contributed to that. A lot of fun stuff. So we're going to be chatting with her coming up for this Movie Star Monday.
Student loan debt is out of control for many people. Are you one of them? The average graduate walks away with anywhere from $25,000 to $40,000 in student loans. Believe it or not, 2% even manage to owe over $100,000 by the time they graduate. If you have several different student loans, let us consolidate them into one loan and one payment at singlestudentloan.com. If you have only one student loan, we may be able to offer you a better rate to help you get that loan paid off sooner at singlestudentloan.com. That's singlestudentloan.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A survey by Charisma found that most Americans start to feel work anxiety by 4 p.m. on Sunday. So yesterday around 4 p.m., were you going, boy, I'm a little anxious. Can't wait to get back to work.
I mean, I like our job, so.
Oh, does this not mean I can't wait to get back to work? Work anxiety is about you don't want to go back to work?
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a whole different thing. No, I like what we do, too, so I don't mind doing this. There are some days where...
There are days. Yeah, just like anything. There are definitely days. But
all in all, I love what I do, and I am very thankful
I
that I
do
get a chance to do this.
really like Sunday.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
Sundays
lie.
are good. There you go. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
When was the last time you got a new credit card? If you have a card that's been in your purse or wallet for a long time, you should check and see if you're getting the best rates. You may find a better credit card that will give you the points you want or cashback options you don't get right now. At BetterCreditCards.com, you see all the major credit card companies and their best offers. Let them compete to earn your business. And if the one you have right now is better, keep it. Find a card that's a better fit for you at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Every day when we talk about these stories, I want to make sure people understand addiction is no laughing matter. We always kind of find the fun in the story, but hopefully there's a lesson that can be learned. An Oregon man was allegedly high on meth, reportedly fought off more than a dozen police officers while he was also staying busy with one of his hands doing something else that we're not going to talk about on the radio.
Ew.
Yeah. He was 37-year-old Andrew Fry apparently made a series of outbursts, then began,
Yeah.
doing what he was doing in a restaurant in Oregon.
Ew.
Police were called. They tried to subdue him. They had to use a taser. Took 15 officers to finally get him into custody
Oh
and to get him to stop doing what he was doing.
That's
which, again,
awful.
we're not going to talk about on the radio.
Oh.
He was all whacked out on meth.
Yeah.
And maybe my choice of words were the wrong words. But he was... We're going to just move on. That's what happens when your brain is on drugs. I've got the story. If you want to read it, it's on the website, TimeForRehab.com.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. A survey of 1,182 Americans. That's a really random number.
It is a random number.
Found that these adults, 76% gave Disney's new streaming service, Disney Plus, a 4 or a 5 out of 5 in terms of satisfaction. That's compared to just 48% for Apple TV. Disney Plus also topped Netflix and Amazon and Prime Video and Hulu in every part of the survey. So apparently, the folks that have been utilizing Disney Plus are like, yeah, this is good stuff, man.
Well, yeah, because you can turn it on and then walk away from your children. You don't have to pay any attention
No,
to
it's
them all
it's a
day.
lot more than that because there are a bunch of things on there for adults too. So, speaking of Disney, they also own Star Wars and the new film.
That is not doing as well.
No, it's doing really well. Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker just joined the $1 billion club. They hit the film last week.
And we just read that
hit the $1 billion mark.
It wasn't hanging in
well,
there.
it wasn't doing as well out of the gate as some of the other Disney films, but they're still doing okay. Hey, you don't have to worry. Disney's probably going to make it.
I think they're going to
pull through.
They'll probably hang on.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
It's a new year. Have you made a resolution to quit drinking or to finally get away from drugs for good? These are both habits that are hard to kick, but you can do it. We want to help you. TimeForRehab.com is here to help you find the help you need with your particular situation. If you want to make this year the year you get the help you need to live a normal life again, start with a little help from us at TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
Now, your scoop of the day, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. When is the tax deadline, Heidi? In the United States of America, it is? What day?
April 14th?
You seriously? I thought for sure you would know this. According to new research, less than a third of Americans know when the taxes are due. 27% of Americans, that's all, 27% were able to correctly identify April 15th.
I was
official.
1 day off.
Yeah.
And I always turn them in 1 day early just to be safe.
There you go. That is the official tax day.
You looked at me like you were way off. Oh my God, you don't know anything.
I thought for sure you'd have that.
1 day off.
I thought you'd know that is the day. Boom. Also, a study found that people who work longer hours are more likely to drink. What are you drinking there, Heidi?
Yeah. Somebody has me working late into the night instead of enjoying my life.
Well, I just do what I can. We got a lot of preparation that goes into this program.
Yeah.
Are you on a diet? Odds are this time of year, you probably are. Most people are. Maybe you're not calling it a diet. You're saying, I'm just going to eat healthy this year, or I'm going to have a better health plan, or I'm going to do whatever. Either way, a new study reveals the average adult will try... You ready for this? 126 diets in their lifetime. I don't think we're even close to that many.
No.
If you start at adulthood, about 18, that turns out to about 2 diets per year for most people. So that's a lot of diets.
I remember we did try some ridiculous grapefruit diet.
We've tried some really weird things.
Yeah,
but the one we're doing right now is working pretty darn well.
Great, absolutely.
Shelf life of a hobby. How long do people hang in there with a hobby, Heidi? Guess. How many months? Wrong.
9.
16 months.
Okay.
Researchers talked to 2,000 adults, identified work commitments and busy family life and lack of motivation as the reasons they don't stick with their hobbies longer. I can agree with all of those. There are things that I enjoy doing that are hobbies that I don't get to do as much because of family life or work commitments, or usually it's not lack of motivation, but sometimes it's that. So I get that. Oh, by the way, almost a whole week ago now, last Tuesday, Microsoft dropped support for Windows 7. It's about 11 years after they first launched the operating system. Windows 7 became so popular that it took Windows 10 nearly 4 years just to pass it in the market share. Millions of PCs, like the one that I'm looking at right now, are still running Windows 7, even though I've been warned like 9 times to change that. It says the operating system still runs on a massive 26% of all PCs.
Yeah.
So if you haven't changed yours yet, you're in good company. I haven't either, and I'm going to get to it. Just got to wait till later. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Student loan debt is out of control for many people. Are you one of them? The average graduate walks away with anywhere from $25,000 to $40,000 in student loans. Believe it or not, 2% even manage to owe over $100,000 by the time they graduate. If you have several different student loans, let us consolidate them into one loan and one payment at singlestudentloan.com. If you have only one student loan, we may be able to offer you a better rate to help you get that loan paid off sooner at singlestudentloan.com. That's singlestudentloan.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Movie Star Monday. Super excited to visit with Kerri Pomarolli. In addition to being on the big screen, she's also really smart and has written 2 books. Holy cow. And she's funny as well. Kerri, how you doing?
John, you don't have to be smart to write books. That's
Oh, you
why we
don't?
have editors. No, you just write it in crayon, and then you mail it, and then pretty
That's
people
awesome.
make it.
See, I couldn't even do that because I can't spell anything.
You can't be a good speller and be pretty.
There
So
you
you're
go.
fine, John. You're
Now,
fine.
first of all, you are a Christian comedian living in Hollywood. So that probably is like a whole comedy set on its own, isn't it?
Well, that is the most oxymoronic job title. Because there's only 4 Christians in Hollywood, so I could be like a Christian anything and be like, oh, you went to the meeting? Yeah, that's why I met Candace Cameron. But anyway, yeah, I am a Christian and I am a comedian, so if you want to put those 2 together, go for it.
That's awesome. And I love the titles of the books that you have because you've got 2 different
Thank
books. You've
you.
got Confessions of a Proverbs 32 Woman, which we're going to talk about here in a bit. And then also, She Rises Late and Her Kids Make Her Breakfast. I love that. That is phenomenal. So which one of the books came out first? Which one is the new one?
No, it's funny. They're kind of companion books. They came out together. One is a devotional, #Hot Mess for Jesus. She rises late and her kids make her breakfast. And then one is a chapter book. So you can buy one or the other, but it was kind of fun to write them at the same time. So they both came out in November, so we're having a great time. People are reading about all my dysfunction all over the world. It's delightful.
That is fantastic. Now, in addition to writing, and we'll talk about where you can get the books here in a bit, in addition to that, writing books, you also write for movies and television programs too, don't you?
I do. I am currently writing for the Hallmark Channel, which is a complete joy. If you know, it's Hallmark madness all year long. It's not just Christmas anymore because Christmas comes in January, so we just start early. But yeah, so that's been, I write with my partner Claire. We're both moms, so we write at 8 o'clock at night with guacamole chips and when our kids are sleeping. But it's been a really great ride to get in the inner workings of the Hallmark world, I guess you could say.
When you first started your career, you were acting on some daytime dramas. General Hospital, The Young and the Restless,
Right.
Port
Christian
Charles.
TV, yeah, Christian TV, for sure. And, and it's funny, you do these soap operas, and I realized that I wanted to do comedy because people were so depressed on these shows. And I'm like, people, you're acting for a living, and sometimes they would hire models that weren't ever acting before, and they would have trouble saying big words like, car and the. And I was just in the background dying. I'm like, there's got to be a better. And the first time I ever did comedy on TV was with the Jay Leno show. I think that was one of my first jobs. And people were laughing the whole time. And I'm like, this is the way to make a living. This is where it's at. So I'm always happy to act, but I love making people laugh.
That's awesome. And I love that you're known as many things, but one of the things you're known as Hollywood's favorite God girl. I think that's pretty darn cool. That's a good thing to be known as.
I won that pageant. Like only 4 people entered, but I had to really work hard.
That's awesome. Hey, let's circle back to the books now. Let's talk about Confessions of a Proverbs 32 Woman. What does that even mean?
Well, I read the Bible because somebody told me that God loves the Proverbs 31 woman, and that's the chapter that women are supposed to read to find out what we're supposed to be. And I read the whole chapter, John, and it didn't speak to me. I don't plow, and I don't rise early, except to do radio. So I was like, Lord, she gathers her food from afar. I'm like, that's takeout. So I said, I'm going to be a Proverbs 32 woman, like #Hot Mess for Jesus. And I really wanted to write a book for all the women out there that are not making farm-to-table crock-pot meals and that we don't look as good as we filter ourselves on Instagram. And I just wanted to take that mask off. Whether you're a Christian or you're not a religious person, I wanted to write a book sort of delving into the message of grace, that God loves us. Just the way we are, because I feel like society gives us that opposite message on a daily basis. Just look at the magazine covers, look at Instagram. It's all about being skinnier and taller. And geez, John, if you do Snapchat, now you need a donkey ears and a unicorn horn to be adorable. So I don't know where these beauty standards are going. So I'm trying to it's not a book for moms, it's a book for women I happen to be a mom. But it's a book for women of all life stages, the devotional that came out with it. So it's been fun.
Again, our guest today, Kerri Pomarolli. I've got a link to both of these books in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Want to make your sweetheart smile next month for Valentine's Day? Find some fun, matching shirts at funkymonkeyshirts.com. We have a whole collection of fun shirts for you lovebirds.
My wife rocks.
My man rocks.
We also have many silly shirts that will make you smile any day of the year.
My ex-wife was a trophy wife.
Participation trophy.
Find something fun for a loved one, friend, or for yourself at funkymonkeyshirts.com. That's funkymonkeyshirts.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The unicorn is the national animal of Scotland. So,
not even real.
Well, listen to this. Scotland proudly boasts the Loch Ness Monster, one of the most famous fabled creatures.
Well, I suppose that makes sense.
The country opted to make a different mythical beast their national animal, the unicorn. Although it might seem like an odd choice, visit Scotland and you'll see unicorns are integral in the role of their history. Back to the 12th century, it says William used the proud beast in Scottish royalty's coat of arms.
I have never been to Scotland, and
Nor
that
have
actually is a place
I
would
Let's
love
do
to
it.
see.
By the way, unicorns do exist, and they're still around today.
They're rhinoceros.
Yeah, a rhinoceros. If you look at the scientific
it's just
name,
a unicorn that
it is
really
a
let
unicornus
himself go.
Rhinoceros or something. No. If you look up the scientific name of a rhinoceros, that's where unicorn comes from. So now you know. Thanks for listening to this fun fact.
When was the last time you got a new credit card? If you have a card that's been in your purse or wallet for a long time, you should check and see if you're getting the best rates. You may find a better credit card that will give you the points you want or cashback options you don't get right now. At bettercreditcards.com, you see all the major credit card companies and their best offers. Let them compete to earn your business. And if the one you have right now is better, keep it. Find a card that's a better fit for you at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now some news headlines from somewhere in this world. Dateline, England. A UK company has enacted a new company-wide policy that gives non-smoking staff 4 extra days off every single year.
I think that's really nice, and that's an awesome incentive.
It is. KCJ Training and Employment Solutions stated on a Facebook post they were proud to incentivize the staff to quit smoking and create a healthier workplace within their office. So they said, since you're not taking smoke breaks, we're going to give you more time off.
Absolutely.
So,
that's fantastic.
Interesting concept. And I know there's somebody listening right now that's probably smoking that's going, that's a bad idea. So her name is Heidi, if you're going to call and complain. Thanks for listening to News Headlines from somewhere in this world.
It's a new year. Have you made a resolution to quit drinking or to finally get away from drugs for good? These are both habits that are hard to kick, but you can do it. We want to help you. TimeForRehab.com is here to help you find the help you need with your particular situation. If you want to make this year the year you get the help you need to live a normal life again, start with a little help from us at TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. An Atlanta couple said they came home from winter vacation to find their house ransacked. Guess who did it?
Squirrels.
Yeah, because you heard me saying this earlier.
I did.
Carrie and Dustin Dries came home to find their home in disarray, floors all scratched up, baseboards chewed up, and squirrel feces everywhere.
How long were they gone?
I don't know. It says reports that a squirrel had fallen down their chimney, and then it got trapped in the house. And it scratched all over trying to find a way out. The couple's home insurance provider did not cover the damages, saying a squirrel is considered a rodent, and rodents are not covered by our policy.
Oh, no.
But the insurer did offer to pay for alternative housing while the couple does clean up the squirrel excrement and, everything else. I don't know how many dollars worth of damage that is, but it's,
well, if you
not
have to
fun.
replace your flooring and baseboards and everything, that's a lot.
I don't know if they got to replace the flooring or if they can just, stain it.
Sand them down
That'll buff
stain
out.
them.
I have no idea. I have no clue. But it is definitely today's weird news.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by SingleStudentLoan.com. A Colorado man he was arrested and booked after he was putting women's underwear on vehicles at Park Meadows Mall last Friday.
Why would you be arrested for that?
Well, 47-year-old Bonifico Galacos was arrested by Lone Tree Police after they were alerted of a man who reportedly was following guests in the parking lot and then placing women's underwear on vehicles.
Were they new?
I don't know. He was
I would
arrested.
Appreciate that. Women's underwear are expensive.
He was arrested
I
and charged
would go
with
around to the other cars and take them off.
harassment, later booked into the jail. They said while the case is under investigation, there's no indication related to human trafficking. Social media posts circulating around this were maybe suggesting that.
So bizarre.
Officials called on patrons who encountered the suspect. They were given... he was driving a 2015 Explorer at the time of the incident. They said, hey, if you saw him, if you know any more, we don't know why he did it. He's not telling us why he did it. But he did it, and he got arrested for it. And it's...
I wonder what that charge was.
I don't know.
Because...
Littering, maybe? I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tampering with someone's vehicle? I don't know. Being creepy? Is it illegal to be creepy?
You can't arrest someone for being creepy.
You better let him out. Moment of duh. Brought to you by SingleStudentLoan.com.
When was the last time you got a new credit card? If you have a card that's been in your purse or wallet for a long time, you should check and see if you're getting the best rates. You may find a better credit card that will give you the points you want or cashback options you don't get right now. At BetterCreditCards.com, you see all the major credit card companies and their best offers. Let them compete to earn your business. And if the one you have right now is better, keep it. Find a card that's a better fit for you at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Now, fake news or Florida? At this point in the program, I read a little headline here. My beautiful bride, Heidi, has to tell me, is this fake news made up just to trick her and amuse me? Or is it a true story from the great state of Florida?
All righty.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Fake news or Florida? A Florida man was arrested after asking police to test the quality of the meth he had just purchased. Fake news or Florida?
Fake news.
No, it's a true story.
Oh my gosh, what an idiot.
Yeah, he's like, I kind of think this guy ripped me off.
Ripped off. Will you check this
Can
for
you
me?
check and tell me if this is good quality
meth? Oh my gosh,
meth?
that is so stupid.
And they said, yeah, we'll gladly check it. Can you come in here and wait for us while we're...
I'm just waiting in this cell.
A seat right over here. We don't want anybody messing with you, so how about you just go right in this room over here? It's a good plan. Yeah, that's today's fake news or Florida. This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Here's the headline. A man survives 23 days in Alaskan wilderness after his cabin burns down. So the good news is that he survived, but it's a weird story. He survived 23 days in sub-zero temperatures in the Alaskan wilderness once his remote cabin caught fire and burnt down. Tyson Steele, age 30, rescued January the 9th by Alaska troopers at a remote homestead about 20 miles outside of a town, Squinta. I probably said it wrong. Anyway, a helicopter found the 30-year-old waving for help. He had carved SOS in the snow. And it says Steele's shoulder-length hair, chestnut brown near the roots, fading to golden blonde near its fraying tips, hung matted and dreadlock-like over his neck. His auburn beard flowed untrimmed to his chest.
Why are you reading this like it's a Harlequin novel?
This is how it's typed.
Well, skip it.
The combination made him seem vaguely reminiscent of actor Tom Hanks' Castaway character, according to the Alaskan State Troopers.
This is ridiculous.
That's how they typed it. So I don't know. Whoever's in charge of their Facebook was trying to work on a novel, and they were interrupted with work. I have no idea. It says he burned a big piece of cardboard in the wood stove, and somehow it got out of control, and it caught the whole place on fire. His phone was dead with no way to charge it. He had no snow machine. Nearest neighbor was 20 miles away. So his only way in or out of the wilderness was by air charter. It says the first 2 nights he slept in a snow cave. Very fortunate that he's alive. And
we should probably clarify, by the way, that a snow machine is a snowmobile.
Snow machine, yeah.
Because in a lot of places,
they call it a snowmobile.
Is
like a
machine that makes snow in areas where there is no snow. This is not what he was wishing he had.
I sure wish I had more snow. No, he didn't wish for that. All right. I've got a link to the story. It's in the good news section in today's show notes at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Bye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great Monday. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.